Welcome to my economy class review of the airline that is probably the most anticipated among frequent flyers, STARLUX Airlines. And during today's journey from Penang in Indonesia into Taipei International Airport, I will show you this airline's economy amenities, its food, as well as its service. So make sure you hit up that like button as well as the subscribe button because I have a really interesting and important announcement to make at the end of the video. But don't worry, this review will be like my family's Thanksgiving dinner. I will try to keep it short and I will try to keep the crying to a minimum. So let's begin at the check-in counter. What is this? The check-in counter was extremely smooth, so it took me 30 seconds tops to get through the entire process, but I was handed my boarding pass and luggage tag with Spider-Man themed. And you can see that it is Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, some kind of sponsorship. It's one of the weirdest sponsorship I have ever seen because yeah, it's not like you can watch this on the fly. Like, this thing is exclusive in theaters, as it's written right here. So who came up with this kind of weird deal? And now I know that at least my luggage tag is the elbow jizz of Mr. Spider-Man, and I can travel like a superhero. Neat. After passing through the security theater, I caught a glimpse of the A321neo that would take me all the way into Taiwan, slowly landing at the runway. I have to say the font for the logo is absolutely stunning, and the paint job is generally very well done, but I have a little bit of a gripe with the livery in the fact that their logo doesn't really fit very well onto the back of an airplane. So it kinda looks crooked to me. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. And before too long, I watched all of the people disembark from the airplane, and quickly it was my turn to try out this highly anticipated airline for the first time. After being welcomed on board by the extremely friendly purser, I took a quick glance of the business class cabin. The business class on this narrow-body airplane is laid out in a 2-2 configuration for 2 rows. It is slightly angled towards the side of the fuselage and should be more than sufficient for all of the short to medium-haul flights that this aircraft is going to operate in. And the legroom is absolutely insane, so I believe this will be an extremely competitive business class product. But since I have the budget of your local 7-Eleven bathroom crack addict, we have to settle for economy class today. And these seats designed by BMW design work is surprisingly not BMW-esque, as the color scheme reminded me of a 1998 Chevy Impala in the good way somehow. And the cushioning reminded me of that time I landed in jail in Zambia, also in a good way for some reason. So all in all, I would say the seat design is actually perfectly fine. It somehow brings forward a kind of nostalgic homey feeling for me. But what am I kidding? It is economy class. You will never feel at home in these kind of constricted little space. Even though STARLUX does provide 30 to 31 inches of legroom, which is exactly at the industry standards these days. However, I have to commend STARLUX for giving all of the amenities they can afford on this relatively short flight. There's actually a proper earphone in the seat back pocket, along with a magazine that has to be a rarity after the COVID years. And not to mention, everyone also gets a very comfy and fluffy blanket along with a very bouncy pillow. All of the items seems to be very high quality for economy class. I flipped through the magazine and found it to be really well edited and beautifully presented. And it really makes me miss the early 2010s when the only in-flight entertainment for a 14-hour trans-Pacific flight was doing the Sudoku on these dead trees twice.
What the hell? Oh my God!
But quickly we were pulling out of the stand and making our way towards the runway. So it is time for us to bid farewell to Malaysia. Thank you for your cheap satay and see you in the next diarrhea. Okay, now that we are in the air, why am I getting a pack of snacks that is also branded with Spider-Man? Where did they get this kind of deal that everything is plastered with one single movie? And oh my god, it is racist. I get it, we have a black Spider-Man and you decide to have chocolate as the main ingredient. And oh my god, even the tissue paper is branded as well. Normally, I'm a huge fan of attention to detail, but this might be too much detail. And hey, look at this, frozen honey ice cream tea. How beautiful are these ice cubes floating around in this crystalline cup? This might be one of the best in-flight snacks I have ever had. And wait a minute, just let me double check in the in-flight entertainment system. Oh no. I see. This might be the first time that I'm forced to watch a certain movie on the flight. Am I gonna turn into a movie review channel now? No, I can't. I still have to feel the touch of a woman. I can't do this. Okay, before I watch any specific movie, just let me verify the quality of the free headset that is given to me as an economy passenger. This is almost unheard of, and as expected, the quality is not that good. But honestly, it being there was already over the top to begin with. And we have to check out the entertainment system first before we commit to a lifetime of solitude. The seatback screen is extremely touch sensitive and responds ridiculously fast. And the selection of movie and shows, bar the one that is plastered all over the surfaces, is actually various and very engaging. And such a high-tech screen makes using the 3D map with pinch, zoom, as well as tilt very, very fun. But my favorite part about the UI has to be this clock in the home screen, which you can tap in order to change the display time from your destination into your origin. This has to be one of the most thoughtful gadgets you can find in an in-flight entertainment system. But guess what? I think I have to take back the previous statement because I just found another really interesting and useful implementation. STARLUX might be the only airline I have ever flown that has an accurate, up-to-date, and a very user-friendly in-flight menu. There's a special section dedicated to the food, and there is another section dedicated to the beverages. Now, not only do they list all of their items available, they also outline their design philosophy for the menu of the day. Even though for economy, I think one line such as "we just want to keep you fed so you can go to sleep" should be more than enough. But they put a lot of thought and details into this design, and I truly commend STARLUX for making full use of their computing power. And hey, what were we talking about? Here comes the dinner. It doesn't look as appetizing as described in the fluffy menu jargon, but do not judge a book by its cover. It not only gets the job done, it is also surprisingly tasty. I guess if you put vegetables in curry, it will always turn out to be awesome. And STARLUX of course has to keep up its reputation as one of the best airlines by using proper metal utensil with all of the style you need. And with my stomach completely stuffed, I decided to finally commit to a certain movie that will make sure I will only be surrounded by comic book nerds for the rest of my life. And as you can see, the night slowly dawned onto the wings. The reflection of the movie was going by fast. And within the blink of an eye, the movie was finished and we were quickly approaching Taipei Taoyuan International Airport. But before we could commence our descent, I was legally obligated to check out the bathroom. It is quite tight per the tradition of newer generation jets, but at least it has an air nozzle and a bunch of other amenities literally hanging on the walls. But honestly, who am I kidding? I should not waste your time and let's just get to the descent and landing. I'm sorry, I take it all back. Like, I take everything back. The movie was great, the Spider-Man theming was great, everything has Spider-Man, everything is great. Except the part that it says exclusive in theaters, because I literally just watched it on the flight. But anyways, this is probably one of the best economy flights you can ever get, with all of the bells and whistles, all of the notice to details, and it's really
impressive how it's rare that nowadays when a new airline comes, it's not a budget airline with a emoji or sound effect as the name, and instead it's a full-on luxury-oriented full-service carrier. So I'm really proud that they are managing to pull off that. But anyways, still at the end it's economy class, right? Economy is like a pig, and no matter how much glorious space-themed lipstick you put onto it, it's still lipstick on a pig. And as a hog rider myself, I rarely get a chance to experience business class, but in the next part I'm about to experience probably the best business class that I can ever expect these days out of a new airline. So in the next part we go to Los Angeles. I'll see you there.